Hi Libra, welcome to the Jupiter Child. My name is Andy. I am a psychic medium here on YouTube, and this is going to be your November 2022 reading. Let's go ahead and jump into it. This reading is specifically designed for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. If you are a cross-watcher, meaning you are not a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, go watch your own sign. I do not welcome cross-watchers on my videos. It's not healthy to spy on other people. Watch for yourself. Watch for your placements. Don't worry about anyone else. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. I know a lot of other readers are like, welcome cross-watchers. No, I just think it's weird that you're spying on Libra. Like, what's the point? If you need to know something about Libra, ask them. Okay? That's my thing always. Like, if you need to know something about someone, ask them. Confront them. Otherwise, be at peace with yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing. All right, let's jump into your reading. Libra, I hope that you're doing good. For Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what is the theme this month, Spirit? What is the theme for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. In November, what's the theme? What's the overall theme? Ooh, this card is beautiful. And I think that that's literally what it has to do with, beauty. The card is nature. The number is 25, 25, or 25, 25, or what is it, 7. 7 could be significant numbers for you, or just numbers that you see this month. Look how gorgeous this card is. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we have nature. I honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is just beauty. That this just comes with feeling beautiful, maybe changing your appearance this month, maybe just accepting your beauty, like just finding the beauty within yourself. Everyone has something everyone has something in themselves that is beautiful. And it could be multiple things. I'm not just saying everyone just has like one thing. But I think that maybe you guys might be the type of people that struggle with seeing your own beauty, whether it's like your physical beauty or like your inner beauty. You may be someone that is like really harsh on themselves, have a really hard time seeing that you are a beautiful person, because you are. And I think that this month specifically has to do with connecting with your roots. And that's the most important thing that I'm getting. Connecting with almost also, I don't know why I'm getting that, like, y'all have had a long and hard journey in life. And I think that this is more so about just kind of reflecting on everything you've gone through and kind of seeing like I think being a strong person, like, there's beauty and strength. And I think that if you're someone who has like lived through a lot of like hard experiences and you're still here, like, that's a beautiful thing. That part of you, that strength, not the experiences, not what you went through makes you beautiful, but the strength that you have to persevere through all those things and still be here is what's beautiful. Like, there's beauty in your strength. And I feel like you, Libra, are a really strong person if you're watching this. Like, I keep hearing like, I will not die, or like something about your will. You have a very strong will to not give up. It's like you refuse to give up. You refuse to lay down and die. Like a really strong will to like live, I feel like. You either may have gone through you may have gone through a near-death experience either recently or somewhere in your life. You had a near-death experience where like you almost died, or you could have died, and you didn't. And it's like, because ever since then, it's like you've just had a really strong will to live, because it's like you were just so close to like actually dying. It, like, being that close to death, I think, is what is inspiring you, or what inspired you to like have this will, this desire to live and blossom and grow. And it's almost also too, it's like, for some of you that may not see the beauty in yourselves yet, it's like, I feel like you see the beauty in yourself on the inside. Like, somewhere deep down, you do think that you're beautiful, but you're waiting for it to show on the outside, or if it's not that, I think like some of you are maybe waiting for other people to acknowledge your beauty. But you have to acknowledge it first, Libra. And I think like some of you do, but it's like you don't outwardly acknowledge it. Like, you, like, deep down inside you do, but it's like you're not the kind of person, I don't think that you are the kind of person that would like publicly say, I'm beautiful, like in conversations with people, or like posting on social media, I love this picture of me, I look so beautiful. I don't think that you're that kind of person. But I think maybe in private amongst yourself, like, you do have conversations with yourself, and you do have moments where you look in the mirror like, oh, I am beautiful, you know, I see that. I just wish I maybe expressed it more, or I wish I was more like public with it. And I think that what that shows, Libra, is there's a huge lack of confidence. Whether you think you're beautiful or not, that's like a whole different thing. But I think that there is a lot of lack of confidence with yourself, a lot of lack of belief in yourself. Like you don't, like if you really believe it, like girl, go out on the street and brag about it. Not in an obnoxious way, but like it's okay to say that you're beautiful, like out loud. It's okay to tell people that you see yourself as beautiful. Like it's not a cocky, arrogant thing to do that. Like if you are, say it. You know, and almost it's like saying it out loud to other people is putting it out into existence, making it even more true than it already is. Because it is true, regardless of whether you say it out loud or not. But it's almost like maybe even saying these things out loud is actually what will help you gain more confidence. I'm not a fan of this saying, but I will say that in this sense, I think it might help your situation. I personally, I don't think it's something that works for me. But I'm hearing Spirit say, fake it till you make it. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, it's not faking that you're beautiful, you are, but it's like faking that confidence. Like if you don't really believe it, just start saying it, like, you know, writing it. Maybe post a picture and be like, I love how I look in this picture. I look so beautiful in this picture. I just want to post it because I look beautiful. And I've had a hard time seeing that I'm beautiful and I'm this. Like being honest too, like just being real. And maybe it's through you like kind of faking it till you make it with the confidence that it's like through you saying it on a day-to-day basis. Maybe it could just be as small as like every day you wake up, you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm beautiful. Like you say to yourself, looking at yourself dead in the eyes in the mirror and saying, I'm beautiful. I'm so beautiful. And maybe it's just doing that every day and going into a practice of like better. You guys probably talk really negative about yourselves too is the other thing that I'm getting, which is why Spirit is highlighting for you to reinforce more positive self-talk. Because it's through doing this and being consistent with it that it's going to create more like you'll start to feel more confident. Connecting with literal nature would be really great this month, like going outside, going to like national parks. I'm getting like Yosemite or something, or like large, like a grassy area. Yeah, like a large grassy area, like trees, forests, maybe by the stream, maybe by the water. Somewhere that like makes you smile, like anything that you're drawn to that makes you happy, because there is a rainbow in the back. And she is kind of isolated in this like kind of circle, this bubble, this earthly, divine, Gaia-looking woman that's like blossoming and growing into this like beautiful tree. It's like changing. Yes, she's in change. A lot of you are in a period of transition. That could be like literal like gender transition. I'm feeling like heavy transitional, transformational energy from your group. If you're watching this, Libra, okay? A lot of you could just be like going through like transformation. A lot of you could be growing your hair out, I'm getting. A lot of you could be experimenting with your style, like trying different types of clothes, like that's like out of your comfort zone and seeing what you like and what you don't like. There's a lot of colors because we have the rainbow. So a lot of you could be expressing yourself in a more authentic way to what matches and aligns with your soul. Definitely a lot of you could be part of the LGBTQ community because of the rainbow. And maybe this is like about, like I said, for a lot of you, you could be trans or realizing that you're trans and you're starting to transition or accept that part of yourself. But there is something that's inside that I think you kind of hide from people, whether that's like your gender identity or your sexual orientation, like your expression of that, or just like how you physically dress and act is like different from how you want to physically, like how you actually want to like physically dress and act. But this is great. This is like, it's not even, I mean, it is a glow up, but it's more so like a glow up for and from the soul, it feels like. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what do you have for the month of November in terms of this soul, leveling up of the soul, expressing the inner beauty towards the outer beauty? That's what it is. It's like just pulling it out from the inside and just throwing it out into the world, because I feel like you're keeping it to yourself. Yeah, but just because I see that she's like in, I don't know if you see, she's like in this bubble. You see this like circle around her. I know, I think it kind of looked like it was like my ring light at first, but she's like in this circle, this like bubble. So it's almost like you're keeping the parts that are the most beautiful about you to yourself. It could be just because you're, like I said, for a lot of you, that you could be queer, part of the LGBTQ community. You could just be really afraid with like how the world treats our community. You could be afraid of expressing yourself in a more authentic way because of like, it might not be safe. Which I'm not saying that you should if you don't feel safe. If you don't feel safe, don't do it. But I'm saying that maybe some of you, that's the reason why you're keeping the way that you really want to express yourself, you're keeping it hidden because of fear of like you getting hurt or killed even. It's just it's so ridiculous to me that people, whatever. I'm not even gonna talk about it because, and there was just that shooting in the club in Colorado, Club Q, I think, where a couple people were killed and a lot of people were injured, and that just happened, I think, on Saturday. Today's Monday. I think it happened Saturday. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So like I just bring it up because I understand why there would be a lot of fear, especially right now, because that also made me like heavy. But I will say, try to be the change that you want to see in the world. That's all the advice I'm going to give on that. As scary as it is, as dangerous as it can be. If we don't, who will, right? Like if we don't change ourselves, if we don't express ourselves in the way that's authentic, how will there ever be change? How will things ever change if we refuse or if we're too scared to do it ourselves? It's scary, but someone's got to do it. And I'm not saying it's you. If that truly is not what you feel is your path, that's fine. And I'm not saying it is your path, but I'm just throwing that out there just to get y'all thinking a little bit about it too. Because I also struggle with this. I think every queer person struggles with this. That it's like we want to express ourselves authentically, but people dislike it for whatever reason. And it's difficult and it's scary and it's dangerous all the time. But if we don't do it, what do? We just all hide who we are for the rest of our lives? I don't fucking think so. At least that's not for me. Fuck no. I'm done with the hiding. So, and that's me very personally, but like, I refuse to hide myself any longer. That's just, it's not, because I think that if we do that, we're limiting ourselves, but we're also allowing people to control our lives in a very indirect way. No one is directly telling us, or for a lot of us, yes, and a lot of us no, that no one is directly telling us that we can't be this or we can't be that. But it's just because of the pressure, of the fear of what could potentially happen by expressing that truth, that it basically controls our lives, puts us in a box, and tells us to shut up and behave and stay in line. And I'm not that kind of bitch to shut my mouth and stay in line. I've never have. And I pray to the universe that I never will be. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Just a lack of creating stability in your life, a lack of, I think, opportunity. I feel like you have yet to find the opportunity or find the time to make these changes, because I feel like you have a desire to, Libra. You want to change, you want to express yourself in an authentic way to the world, but it's like you may just not have the opportunity to. It may not be safe where you're at. Some of you may live in a very homophobic Republican, some of you guys may be living in a red state or something, or the city or town you live in is very against the queer community, something like that. Or just how if you're not part of the queer community, which maybe some of you aren't, it could just be how you're wanting to express yourself. Maybe you live in just a very conservative place, even where tattoos are if you have tattoos, you're I don't know. Or if you wear revealing clothes, you're a slut or something. It's maybe you just live in a very conservative town or state or part of the world where people are really judgmental towards anyone that is slightly different from the majority. It could be just that, which I understand why that would be scary. Hell yeah, that's scary. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it's I feel there's something that you want to work on, and I think it's yourself. You want to work on building yourself up. You want to work on creating the image of yourself that you see in your head, but you're having a hard time I either feel like for a lot of you, even getting started on that journey, truly, like I said, for a lot of you, I think that you're in a period of transition. And for a lot of you, it could be just that you're in a period of transitioning, like your gender. I think that maybe some of you have yet to really start that journey at all, even though you know you want to, and you know that you need to. And we have Two of Wands. Like, look at this. This is so cute. It's like you're sitting on this car and you're deciding like where you need to go. Like, where do I go from here? Like, what do I do? What's next? A lot of you may be like just lacking just general guidance and support. Like, maybe you don't really have a lot of friends, or you don't have like anyone to like mentor or help you or like steer you in the right direction. Google's a great source. Like, you know, you can look up like LGBTQ friendly like therapists and stuff like that in your area. Almost all places do have specialists that like specialize with working with queer lives. So that might be something that's helpful for you. There's a lot of free resources as well. I would definitely look up into that. If you live in any major city that has a LGBTQ center, like I know LA does, I'm pretty sure New York does. I don't think small towns and, you know, states will have it. I'm just being honest. I think San Francisco does as well. Those places are really great to get a lot of information and to actually get a lot of free services, like free healthcare, free testing, and free therapy even, or counseling, or just like lower income as well if you're struggling with that as well. Because I am getting that a lot of you just don't have a lot of money to make the changes that you want to make, especially if you are transitioning. I keep bringing that up, and I'm getting that for a lot of you that are watching this are transgender and you just don't have the funds to transition in the way that you want to yet. And you're still figuring out, like, you know, where do I go from here? You're looking at this map and you're like, I just don't know where I'm supposed to go from here. I don't really know exactly like what to do next. Like, what's the first step? Which resonates with me as well. I recently admitted to myself that I was trans, and I'm at the very beginning of that journey, and this is actually me saying it publicly on like a public forum. You know, I've told my close friends and stuff like that, but I'm going to share this just because I feel like your reading has a lot to do with this, Libra. I shared it with close friends, and that's all I feel really comfortable with sharing it right now. You know, I'm not ready to like publicly announce it, even though I know this is like publicly me announcing it again, but it's just a very small part. But I just want to share that I really understand if that is what you're experiencing. I really get it. It's really scary. And I'm also at that place where, like, even though I'm closer to being 30 years old, I'm also like, I don't really know where to start, you know? And I have friends that are trans. I've done a lot of Googling and stuff like that, but I'm still like, I just don't know what the first step is, because everyone's journey is different in this type of transition. So it's like there isn't really a right or wrong way to start, is what I'm realizing. It's just now that I know that, it's almost overwhelming more so, because it's like I don't know what the right place is for me specifically. But I guess like part of it is like, part of the Two of Wands, part of what this card is like taking the time to like park your car. Taking the time to park your car, sit down, and give yourself time to think about it. Like, don't rush to make any changes that you're not sure you should be making yet. Don't rush to take any action or to drive in any direction that like you're not 100% sure you want to go down that road anyways. Like, park the car, pull out the map, find help, find resources, get the information you need, and then make a decision once you're better informed, is what I'm getting. There's no rush. There's no harm in taking a second to figure out where it is that you want to go. Because you might get burnt out, you might get overwhelmed, you might get stressed, you might get frustrated if you start driving down different lanes, different roads, going to different places, and then you have to like U-turn and go all the way back and then go down this different road because you realize it wasn't exactly what you wanted. In terms of whatever transformation you're going through, again, a lot of you I think are transitioning. But a lot of you are just going through a transitional period of your life where you're just leveling up. Maybe a lot of you are like going out of your teens into your 20s, or your 20s into your 30s, or your 30s into your 40s. Like, a lot of you are just like aging out of a specific age and becoming more of an adult, or more of a mature person. So it's like that's kind of what the, you know, because I feel like your glow up is external, but a lot of it is like just like internally glowing. Like, your soul is really what's leveling up. And it's like you're just stepping into the place that's more confident. That's what I mean by mature. It's like someone that's more confident in themselves. Knight of Pentacles, another traveling visual. We have someone on a motorcycle. Lots of pentacles. okay? But not really so much action, right? Because Two of Wands is action based, but you know, it's taking a pause. It's deciding that the action needs to be a moment of reflection. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, it's exactly what I just said. It's like you're taking a pit stop along the way, and you're trying to figure out which road to go down next, which is the right road to go down to where you want to be, that will take you to the place that you want to be, that will take you to a place that will be safe for you to be yourself. A lot of you, now that I'm getting this, because you have a lot about travel, excuse me, a lot of you are thinking about moving from where you live, like moving to a different city, moving to a different, like moving into like a new house, a new apartment, a new state even. Like I said earlier, I feel like maybe a lot of you live in a really conservative city or town, or like you live in a red state, or maybe you might even live in a state where, like conversion therapy, well, actually, hold on, I'm not 100% sure, and I feel like I should know. But maybe you live in a state where conversion therapy is still legal and you're afraid of that, and which rightfully so. Or maybe you just live in a place where like there's a lot of hatred towards LGBTQ people, and you're just really scared and you just don't feel safe and comfortable there. Move to LA, move to New York, which, I mean, I will say there is still so, especially for trans women, there's a lot of violence in LA still. And there is everywhere, and that's the scary and unfortunate thing, and that might be why you are like stuck, kind of, because it's like, where do I go? Like everywhere I go, it seems like people don't like who I am, and that's the difficult thing. And that's kind of what I was saying, is like, well, if we don't individually, sorry, I dropped a card. If we don't individually take action to make change, like who will? You know what I'm saying? Are we all gonna like stay stuck at a pit stop for the rest of our lives? Like I refuse to do that, you know, personally. And maybe it's just not in everyone's, maybe it's just not everyone's like lane or everyone's road to go down the path of like being themselves. Maybe some people need to lead, make things better, and then others will follow. But you also have to think about this, Libra. How long are you willing to wait until you feel safe, until you are going to allow yourself to be yourself? Because truly, honestly, from my point of view, in my lifetime, I don't think that there will be a time where trans women or trans men truly feel safe. Specifically trans women, but trans people will truly feel safe 100% of the time. I don't think so. In my lifetime, and I'm about to be 26. And that's my perspective. So it's really just about like, and that's what made me realize like why I needed to start making changes in my life, because I was like, you know what, I may get, you know, to live to 90 years old and things might still be the fucking same. Who knows? But it's like, am I gonna wait any longer to be myself? No, like I'm sick of not expressing myself the way I wanna express myself. Like I'm just over that. We have the King of Wands in reverse and the Five of Wands. You may be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag. You may be living with an Aries, Leo, Sag. Maybe an older person. This could be a parent that maybe has a lot of disapproval, or you have a lot of arguments or fights with, maybe about what this is about. If it's not a specific person, it's just the energy. I feel like there's just like a huge lack of confidence within yourself, and there could be someone, just with the King of Wands in reverse and the Five of Wands, like this is very argumentative energy, like a lot of fights, a lot of arguing, a lot of disagreements. King of Wands in reverse kind of gives me the Emperor in reverse, which has to do with control. So I feel like maybe you're dealing with someone in your life that's really controlling, and maybe he's trying to like put you in a box or dictate the way that you should be living your life, and you're just like, you know, arguing with them because you're refusing to do it. It could be a friend too. Doesn't have to be a parent, but I feel like for a lot of you, it could be a family member, specifically a parent, masculine energy, that just disagrees, I think, with the way that you're living your life, or the way that you want to live your life, or the direction you're taking. That could be just in your career or in your appearance or any aspect of your life. It doesn't have to be specifically what we've been talking about. Yeah, and I feel like lately you've been feeling like you have to like fight for your voice to be heard. You have to fight for, but that's the thing, you do, baby. That is it. Like, there's no point in complaining about it. Like, it is what it is. And I think that this is maybe the month where you kind of toughen up, Libra. Like, you understand that, like, you do have to use your voice. You do have to speak up for yourself. You do have to express yourself, because part of that, let alone what it will do to the community, let alone how it's going to help the community, let alone how it's going to help inspire others, it's really just about doing it for yourself. And that's what I'm saying is like, it's really up to us as individuals in the queer community. And I really feel like most of you watching this are part of the queer community, of us using our voices in the correct way. And using them to not only just express ourselves the way we want to express ourselves and make ourselves happier individually, but like that will trigger and inspire like the future generation to also do the same. And in that way, we are indirectly making the world a better and safer place for like the following generations after us, making the world a more accepting place by not hiding who we are and showing it and being proud of it. That's the part that I feel like a lot of LGBTQ people forget. It's about pride, baby. It's about being proud of who we are. There is no shame in who we are. There's no shame in who you are. Let's get a closing message for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements about this situation. We have eternal love, another rainbow. I'm telling y'all for sure, a lot of you watching this are for sure part of the LGBTQ community, for sure. We have eternal love, happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. And if you see at the top, we have another rainbow. So we have 2 rainbows in your reading. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So yeah, very strong LGBTQ vibes from this group. So interesting too, we have 24 and 25. Just saying, progression, growth, moving up. 2, 4, 6, or 2, 5, 7 could be significant for you in the month of November. Just numbers that you see like 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6. Eternal love, happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. Spirit is just saying, I'm actually gonna get another one for you guys because I feel like you guys need it. I feel like y'all need a little something extra. Where's the, is that this? No, that's I'll get one of these. I guess I don't have the other angel ones. I think Spirit is just saying like happiness is here, like eternal happiness, eternal love, happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. That's what as at the end of whatever journey you're on. So it's almost like take this as a relief, like knowing that things will end positively. As scary as it seems now, as overwhelming as it seems now, things will end. You'll be more happy and you'll be happier in the end. You'll be fulfilled in the end. You'll find true love in the end. But it is a journey to get there. And I think right now, honestly, I really feel like you haven't really started. You have not really started to go down the journey. And I'm sure some of you are like, what the hell do you mean? I've already been through so much. How can I not have already been down the journey? You have not really started down the journey. Like you're still trying to figure out what road to take. You haven't really truly started down this journey towards however you're trying to express yourself. Because you definitely want to. You definitely want to move, you want to progress, you want to grow, you want to show the world who you are, but you have not really started down this journey yet. And I know some of you are like, there's no way, I've already done so much work. Yeah, but that's like the prep work. That's like the prep work to start the journey. That's like, what you've been doing so far is packing. You've been packing. You know when you go on like a long journey, like a long, cross-country road trip, you pack, right? You pack all your shit up, you get prepped, you figure out where you're gonna stop, you figure out what motels you're gonna have to like sleep in for the night or whatever on your way there. That's what you've been through so far. Now you're getting in the car and you're actually starting to like drive. Or some of you are still trying to figure out which road to take. So again, you're at the very beginning of this journey. It is going to be a process, and a process that is going to take time, Libra. So do not expect to get to here anytime soon. But you will get there. It's just gonna take time. You gotta believe in yourself, and you gotta stop hiding yourself from the world. And you gotta figure out what's safe and what's best for you. Wait. For some of you, it's not the right time to start expressing yourself with what I had felt earlier, that you may live somewhere where it's just not safe for you to do that yet. And I know it might be frustrating, but turn that frustration into inspiration to get yourself out of that situation. Get 3, 4, 5 jobs, work as much as you can, make as much money as you can, and move. Go somewhere where you know you'll be more accepted if where you are living right now is not that place. Yeah, abundance is like waiting for you. That I think I'll pull one more card. Yes, yeah. Abundance is waiting for you, yes. If you guys had a specific question about something, like if you were wondering, like, should I do this or should I do that? The answer is yes to that question. I'm just gonna say that. But in terms of expressing yourself where you're at, that's a wait. That for sure is. I think for a lot of you watching this, you're not in a situation, you're not living somewhere where it's safe for you to do that yet. So Spirit is definitely saying wait. Abundance is at the end of the road. Abundance, eternal love, eternal happiness is at the end of the road. And if you had a specific question in mind about what you should be doing, or maybe you're like, should I move here? The answer is yes. Maybe for some of you like that were thinking about moving, the answer is yes, you should move. Okay? I wish you the best of luck. My heart goes out to you, Libra. I love you. I feel for you. I resonate. And we're going to get through this together as a community. I love y'all. Take care. Be safe out there. And I will see you in next month's reading. Bye-bye.